Hello, this is David from News Now Finland. And wherever you're living in Finland, life in your town or city has absolutely changed during the coronavirus epidemic that we're all currently living through. So we wanted to find out what things have changed here in Helsinki with a lot of municipal services. And joining us today is Tommi Laitio. He's Executive Director of Services in the City of Helsinki, including culture and sport, libraries, and those kind of things. And Tommy joins us on the other end of Skype from his work from home location. Tommy, thanks for talking with us today. You're under quarantine, I guess working from home. What has changed at City Hall about the way you work day to day?
Well, I mean, I'm not officially under quarantine. I'm like social distancing, I think is the right term. We are, most of us are working from home at the moment. We are having, most of our meetings are through Teams or other video tools, but that's kind of the new normal. I have around 8 or 9 video meetings per day. And from
sorry,
our
go ahead.
1,800 people, we have around 700 people working from home.
And one of the most interesting projects that your department is working on is taking people who might not have jobs to do at the moment and reassigning them to other parts of city services where they're really desperately needed. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I mean, we have, because I mean, most of our venues are closed at the moment. So swimming halls are closed, youth clubs are closed, and so on. So we had to think of other things to do. So a lot of our youth workers who normally work at youth clubs are now on the streets or are on digital platforms meeting young people there. A lot of our people from culture are producing video content and that sort of material. Some of our sports instructors are doing videos for YLE to broadcast on TV, and around 300 of our staff members are now delivering assistance and help, groceries, pharmacies to senior citizens in Helsinki.
And what's the feedback been from the staff who are, maybe they're used to being sports instructors or doing other types of roles, and now they're sort of at the front line of this coronavirus fight? What's the feedback you're getting from the staff about how their jobs have changed and what they're doing now?
Well, I think people have demonstrated an immense amount of flexibility and commitment. The discussion we have with our staff at the moment is that people are constantly searching for new ways to help bring joy to people's lives, bring help to people, go to the sports venues or kind of the football fields where young people are gathering and talk to them there. Of course, this has meant that a lot of people have had to kind of learn how to work like this, like we're working at the moment. So a lot of managerial work has changed. So we've encouraged people to call more regularly and also take kind of chit-chat moments through these video tools. Because I mean, in a normal working setting, we have breaks, we have coffee breaks, and we talk about what's happening in people's families. And to take that time also now when people are working mostly from home.
And some of the city services that we really do take for granted, I'm thinking about libraries. And we've got this incredible library in Helsinki, the Oodi Central Library. How have libraries had to adapt? Because those were places, Oodi especially, where people gathered to meet, to make, to chat, to rehearse, to do all kinds of things, to study. What happens to those spaces, and how do libraries in particular adapt to the new normal that we have now?
Well, I mean, the government has been very clear that libraries have to close down. We're not allowed to do dual book loans at this moment. We're not even allowed to have people return books to us. So we have around 640,000 books in people's homes at the moment, and so we are negotiating with the national government at the moment on whether people could start, in a way, returning them so that we can get them moving when libraries open again.
And that's a lot of late fees. I mean, people are accumulating.
We've given permission for people not to pay those at the moment. So and then we've really invested in e-content, so audiobooks, digital books, magazine subscriptions. So with your library card, you can go and read, in a way, your regional newspaper, or if you're from, let's say you're from Israel, you can use your library card to go and read the Jerusalem Post with your library card. and we've worked with publishers on increasing the number of licenses we have for audiobooks and ebooks, and there's been a really incredible demand for those.
I don't know if people know, but in the basement level at Audi, there's the library robots that run around putting the books back. I imagine that when people get to return their books, just an army of robots scurrying around. It's like the robots are the future of the library here. But when we talk about no phased withdrawal of some of these restrictions, I mean, to be clear, it's not going to be, okay, snap the fingers and tomorrow everything goes back to normal. There's got to be some kind of phased transition here, whether it's for sports clubs, people using municipal facilities, libraries, swimming pools, all that stuff. Because even if there is a return to some kind of normalcy, you're still going to need those volunteers. You know, the symphony orchestra isn't going to put on its first performance the very next day. Old people, people who are isolating themselves, still need help with their groceries and all that stuff. It's not going to, I just want to be clear with, and I know you know this as well, it's not an immediate return to everything as it was.
Well, I think I feel like it's taken us a few weeks, I think us as in people, to realize that this is not like a pause and then we go back to normal. This will impact our lives for a long time, and I think we're going to pay a hefty kind of social price for this, next to the kind of financial and health aspects of Corona. So I think this is going to change a lot on how close people want to be to other people for a moment, how safe we feel in environments that we thought were completely safe before this. So we are now preparing for multiple scenarios, as in, for instance, if we think of summer. So we really don't know if services are opening, if they are opening with restrictions, if they are opening fully, and we have to be prepared for all of those scenarios. So we're looking at, summer holiday plans for our staff. So there has to be flexibility from all aspects.
And conversely, when things do start to reopen again, that's a time when, after months of lockdown, people might need more art and culture and literature in their lives. So the kind of, not just your city, but every city around the country has to be ready for people to kind of feed that hunger for something more, whether it's music or museums or performance.
But we also have to find a way to do that in a safe manner. So I think that's kind of the scenario that we are preparing for, so that when services open up, it's clear that there's going to be a demand for those services, a hunger for those services. People want to go to the library, and I think when services have been closed, people have realized how important that those are for them. Even if they haven't been using them, it's kind of, you're reminded of what you're not able to do at the moment. So when services do open, we have to make sure that we do that in a safe way, and the City of Helsinki coordinates this a lot with the national government. We follow the national guidelines, and I'm not the health expert. We rely on health professionals on these issues.
Great, Tommi. Thank you very much for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of your self-isolation and working from home. I've been following on Twitter your pictures of working from home in the kitchen.
Yes.
So
I moved from the kitchen to the living room at the moment. So for the first weeks, my office was between our microwave and our laundry machine and our sink. So I wanted to have a more stimulating environment, so I moved to the living room.
Yeah, I saw the washing machine pictures as well. It's a very stylish kitchen. And yeah, and this is the new normal, because, I don't sit in front of this backdrop all day. We put this on just for this. And then my new normal will be to collapse that and go back to sitting in my living room, working, as many people are doing around the country. So thank you for your time and joining us for the chat today.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.